If you're struggling to grow as a content creator, you need to use the POOP method. So fans of this channel might know my CREATE process. So CREATE stands for concept, ranking, earning, assemble, timing, and examine. But inside of this concept part of the process, we have the POOP framework. So today I'm going to go through how you can implement the POOP framework. Now I'll be using PublishOS, which is my content creator Notion template. If you haven't used Notion before, it is an absolutely amazing tool, and I built this template here to help me implement the CREATE process and to help me implement the POOP framework. So let's go through what the POOP framework stands for. So the first letter is P, which stands for proven. So what we want to do here is understand, is this a proven idea or not? So to illustrate the POOP framework, what I've done is just created a bunch of fake videos here all about gardening. So we have a channel all about gardening, and we want to understand how can we skyrocket the growth of this channel. Well, the first thing is this a proven idea? Well, there's three things that we look at here, and I'm going to start adding these ideas into this here. All right, so I'll add some ideas. Tips for watering your plants and how much sunlight for indoor plants. Okay, these are my two ideas. So what I'm going to do here is rank them by search volume, competition, and timeliness. So for timeliness here, we're going to say that tips for watering your plants, this is timeless. This isn't like a trending thing that people are talking about. For how much sunlight for indoor plants, again, this is timeless. So the other option here would be if it's trending. So this is a common strategy with chefs and cooking channels. They often implement this. How can we jump onto a trend? Same thing with fashion channels. But how much sunlight for indoor plants? This is also going to be a timeless idea. Now that we know that, we want to know the competition. So what you'll do is jump onto the platform which you are posting. So if it's on YouTube, if it's on Twitter, if it's on Instagram, whatever you're posting on, and you want to see the competition, how many other people have posted this idea? So hypothetically, let's say tips for watering your plants has a high competition, and we'll say how much sunlight for indoor plants. Let's say that this is also high competition just for the sake of these examples. Now for the search volume here, let's say tips for watering your plants. The search volume for that is actually really low. So a lot of people aren't searching for it. So I'm going to say low here. But I found that how much sunlight for indoor plants seems to be a very high search volume. So I'm going to click on that. Now under this ideas tab, I can add all of my different ideas. But a cool feature in here is if I click on the auto rank, it actually automatically ranks all of my ideas in here. So it's judging it based on the timeliness, the search volume, and competition. So here you can see how much sunlight for indoor plants is the best idea because the search volume is high. And we can play around with these metrics. So if we add different stuff idea here, we can say that this is trending, and you're going to see it jumps up in this queue here. Or if I made it timeless, you can see it jumps back down, but we'll say that this is a high search volume. You see it jumps back up again above the tips for watering your plants. So this auto rank feature really helps me understand P. Is it a proven idea? Is this going to work? Does the research show that this idea is actually worth doing? And I'll choose the idea based on, is it ranking high up in this auto rank feature? I care about search volume and competition and timeliness. Now the next letter in the POOP framework is orientation. So is the tutorial that I'm making best for a long form video, or is it maybe best for a YouTube short? Or is this 30-minute tutorial that I want to make maybe just worth summarizing in a tweet? So what I do in here is I'll go back to these ideas so we can label it by the channel and content pillar. So in this, I only have one channel, YouTube, but let's say that the idea here, let's say that that is best for a YouTube short, whatever that idea is. So I'll do YouTube short and add this as a channel. So I'll click on that. Channel, by the way, can mean platform. So maybe it's YouTube, maybe it's a newsletter, maybe it's Twitter, maybe it's Instagram, whatever it is. And then let's say tips for watering your plants is also YouTube. Now the next thing I want to look at is content pillars, because if you're implementing strategy into your channel, you know you're going to have a few different pillars that you keep going back to over time. So we're going to go pillar here for how much sunlight for indoor plants. Let's call this indoor plants or maybe home plants, something like that. Click here and I can add a little emoji as well. Idea here, we can ignore this. I was just showing you how channel works. And then tips for watering your plants. Let's say that this is outdoor plants maybe. And then I'll add an emoji for this as well. Plants. Go with a cactus. There we go. So now I have a clear strategy for orientation. So for this concept, I understand what orientation are we going to do with this. And both of these are going to be long form YouTube channel content. It could have been a newsletter, it could have been a tweet. Now we know what kind of content is this. What is the orientation? The next letter in the Poop framework is another O, which stands for original. We want to know, does my original audience like this idea? So typically what happens is, as we're coming up with ideas, we're just writing down stuff that we think a new audience will like. I'm trying to constantly grow my audience, but to grow our audience, we still need to serve our original audience. So instead of me sitting and pondering, what I'm going to do is click here in analytics. And what I can do here in analytics is see all of the previous videos that I've posted. So on this gardening channel, I've posted Beginner's Guide to Home Gardening, Best Plants for Indoor Gardening, How to Grow Fruit at Home, blah, blah, blah. So as I fill in the view result here, it's showing me these in order of above, then average, and then under. This is a really useful thing for me to see. But I'm going to take it one step further to really know, what does my original audience want? What do they actually like? So I'm going to click by pillar here. So as we just created some pillars, let's add some. So we have how to grow fruit at home. This is home plants. Best plants for indoor gardening. This is also home. Okay, so now all of these videos have a pillar, and let's open these up. And this is showing me what my original audience actually like. So under the home plants pillar here, we can see how to grow fruits at home, best plants for indoor gardening, and beginner's guide to home gardening. And all of these view results are above. And when I look at outdoor plants, I can see top 10 easy to grow vegetables, seasonal gardening, DIY, vertical garden, and how to grow a herb garden. All of these are either average or under. This is a really interesting thing for me to look at. Now I can see, okay, my original audience, they like when I talk about home plants. So this is going to change my strategy here. The first thing we're doing in the create process is looking at concept. And instead of just randomly picking a concept, we want to look at the data. This is going to help explode our channel. So by looking at the O, original, and understanding what does my original audience like, what is the data saying? Well, the data is saying that all of the above view results are under home plant. Awesome, now I know where to focus my effort. Now the last letter in the Poop framework is another P, which stands for purposeful. We want to understand, how is this actually useful to someone? So it can be useful to someone in 3 ways. Educating, so it's teaching someone something. Entertaining, so it's making someone laugh. Most likely there's other forms of entertainment, but that's the main one. Or is it inspiring? When someone looks at this piece of content, they feel inspired. So this channel here, if we click on all content, we can see all of these ideas here are in the education niche. I think for purposeful content, going down the education route is a really strategic option, because you can look at search volume and competition, which will be very helpful. Plus the conversion to buying stuff is a lot higher if you are trying to sell something. If you want to learn about the create process and see a full tour of this template, then click on this video here. Or if you want to learn how to sell digital products for your channel, then click on this video here. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope this video was useful.